Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of The Gray Black North. I am your favorite author, Robert Mulolo.
Hi, I'm Devon MD Jones, your favorite girl with twisted hair today.
Yeah, love that hair.
And we have a special guest today. Yay! Yeah. Introduce yourself, guest.
My name is Daniel Keith Morisson, a.k.a. Daniel Keith Morisson. But for short, you can call me Daniel Keith Morisson, all right?
He makes sure to wear the shirt because he forgets a lot.
So. Yeah. Someone forgets, that's for sure.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
So, Robert, what are we doing today?
Today is a very, very special show. Today, Devon's in charge.
How's that different from any other episode?
Wow.
Today I admit to it. Today I admit to it.
So today I get to ask all the questions that flow through my brain. And sometimes, like, you know, you're just like walking and you see something and you have like all these questions.
Yeah.
Right? That's what's going to happen today. So,
and Daniel and I will be the victims.
Victims?
We'll be the victims.
You should be honored that I'm asking you these questions.
I'm a little honored. I'm a little honored.
I'm nervous.
All right. So we're getting, you're nervous, Dan?
I'm just adding on to Robert's fuel.
I know. All right. So my first question is, how do you feel when you're, okay, no, I'll actually give you a scenario. So you see a beautiful Black woman, you're going to grab something to eat, and you see a beautiful Black woman sitting, and as you walk into, let's say it's a takeout restaurant, right? She's sitting down at the table already and waiting for someone, and you kind of check her out, and you're like, all right, let's take this in, and then you see that the person that is coming to sit with her is a regular looking white dude. How do you feel about that situation?
Daniel, you go first.
You have feelings about this one, so.
I'm gonna tell you. I think in 20. When I was a teenager and I'd see that ish, my mentality was, all right, he's down for the sisters. That's one for the team. Like, he's into the dark side. So, you know, I was on my Darth Vader. I was happy to see that still, you know. But like some other times though, like I think my early 20s, I'd be like hurt to see it because I'm like, damn, yo, we lost another. Because I'm like, damn, she is hot, you know. I'm like, oh crap, and I'm like, and then my head, I'm like, what does she see in this guy? He looks so damn regular, you know. In my head, I'm like, this nigga got money. Excuse my French, but like that's what goes through my head, you know. I'm like, this guy must be rich or something, or blah blah blah. And like, yo, I ain't gonna front. Sometimes that's the case, eh? Because one time I went to like this one jam and like I saw two Black girls. They're conveniently friends, and there were two white guys. You know what I mean? And they were the hottest Black girls I've seen that whole night. You know what I mean? And those white guys look kind of fresh, like not bad, but these girls are dancing all over them. But these guys don't even dance; they're just drinking, right, and looking cool. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I was like, yo, these guys have to have money because like they have no swagger. They just have nice clothes and they're just drinking. You know what I mean? So I walk out the place. I saw two fresh Audis. I'm like, it has to be theirs, yo. And boom, it was theirs, yo. You know what I mean? So in 2015 to 2017, I a lot of the times, not all the time, a lot of times, if it's a regular looking brother like that or like fresher even, I would assume they got like some sort of financial benefit. I'm not saying that's right though. I have a work colleague who is married to a white man, and he's a great guy, yo. Like, he's a freaking dope person, you know. And like that love is genuine. I could tell just by how she talks about him and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just other times, I guess I find it a little suspicious still. You know?
Yeah.
Roberto.
All right. Well. This is going to be the unpopular opinion, but when I see that, usually, first of all, I'm thinking the white dude is in there just because he's fetishizing after, you know, I mean, a Black woman or whatever. He wants to have like, you know, he wants to have a notch on his belt type of thing. And also, I kind of equate it to slavery times. I mean, shoot, as far as I'm concerned, white men just wanted to get themselves, get their rocks off of a black woman and everything like that. That's how I see it. But if you find love where you find love, hey, as long as it's love, enjoy it. Otherwise, I mean, shoot, I feel I don't want to sound like Umar Johnson at all because I don't care for this dude. But I will say this:
what you say.
I will say this: it does seem like a political move. It does seem political.
Yeah, I don't.
You're gonna have to go deeper into that. Why is that? Like political in what way and how?
Like, I mean, it's shoot. I hope I didn't use the word wrong, but anyways, no. It just feels like I don't like any type of reasons like that are there for people like wanting to be in relationships, such as we connected on a deeper level type of thing. I don't see that happening. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, every time I see a white dude, anything I see a white dude kind of doing, it's just like, for whatever benefit he could get out of it. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean.
Yo, can I intervene?
Just
want to reiterate again, like this is like it's a mixed feeling thing, and to be honest, I shouldn't even have a thought about it when I see it. It's like in some cases, and I just read it how it looks, For some cases, I look at it, I'm like, yo, guy's just down for the sisters. Like I see it as that, and I'll be like, all right, word. You could sometimes feel it off people, you know what I mean? Other times, just the situation. Like I said, when I was at that jam, especially considering the clientele that was there, I saw it as a suspicious thing, I was like, yo, this is clearly a gold dinging moment, you know what I mean? And like things like that. But then there's others, like I remember one girl, she's a rap artist, and like me and her were talking on the ones, and she was showing me like she has her boyfriend's white, and she likes him a lot. She posted on freaking Facebook happy anniversary and stuff like that. Same thing with my work colleague.
So that's what makes it serious?
No. But I'm saying, like, don't get twisted.
I'm asking questions.
No. I'm just saying, like, yo, if it's not serious, or what I mean is, if it's more gain, right? Like, oh, I'm just reaping the benefits. You'll read it. You know what I mean? Like, she not rich, her boyfriend ain't rich. You know what I mean? They're just together, and like like she's proud to flaunt that she's with him. You know what I mean? And she doesn't overdo it or anything like that. She just says, yo, this is my man, we're on our anniversary kind of thing, blah, blah, blah. That's cool. Like, I could just read from that, not visually reading as in like, oh, it's written down. I just can read that. That's more genuine. Same thing with my work colleague. Like, when we talk, especially when we talk about Black stuff, you know what I mean? Like, you could tell by the way she articulates it with me, because we are mostly, if not all the time, on the same page. Thus, her husband must be on the same freaking page. You know what I mean? And she has shown me that once in a while in a conversation, that her husband's on that page. That's why they're still together. You know what I mean? He was interested in her because he thought she was attractive, found out she's cool, and then grew into wanting to be a part of what she is. You know what I'm saying? So It's like, now he has a full understanding of her life as a Black woman. And she's unapologetically, I hate using that word, but she is unapologetically Black. You know what I mean? She screams that stuff till she dies. So obviously he's screaming right behind her.
I don't understand why you don't like the word unapologetically. I love that word. But I find that interesting because when I find that my Black women friends that are married to non-Black men, they are still very much down for the cause. Yeah. And but I don't find it in the reverse always. It's sometimes, right?
So
but for the most
woman,
part,
right?
Yeah, for the woman, woman usually is like, oh, you can't do this. We can't. You know what I mean? And it's like it's almost like a teaching kind of like, I'm going to what's the word? Like in the US, so like a melting pot. It's like when the man marries into the family, he marries into the family. Whereas I don't find it as the same in reverse. Like when a Black man marries outside his race, I feel like, and it might be because my mom has explained this to me, that in marriages, it's the woman's culture that tends to be dominant. and her values that tend to get passed down to the kids. They spend more time with the mother's family. And you know what I mean? Like, as much as I love my brother's kids, but I'm much closer to my sister's kids.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's just that's just the way things go. So I feel like that, in the same respect of terms of relationships, that's what happens in terms of interracial relationships. Right.
Yeah.
And you get what I'm saying. But I find that interesting. Yeah.
I don't think I can deny it. I feel like that's arguable, but shoot, in my side of the family, and my mom and dad are married, you know what I mean? But I prefer my mom's side, a lot. Like, I always hang with that. And I think you might be right, man. Like,
you're definitely
my
right.
mom is right. My mom is the one who told me that. And I was like, really?
You're right, man.
Yeah, I had never thought about it. And then I was just kind of like, oh. And then I kind of started paying attention.
Is your mom and dad married?
They were up until recently.
Okay, so when they were together through your childhood, did you find yourself going to your mom's side a lot, like hanging out with them and stuff?
No, but because my mom's side didn't live in Canada. My dad's whole family, like all my cousins, everybody I grew up with, all lived in Canada. But I did find that I'm much closer to my mom's mother than I was to my dad's mother. Right.
Correct. Me
and then
too.
Within that, there was like, my dad's one of 10 kids, right? So there's 5 boys and 5 girls. And my cousins who were from the female aunties, like my dad's sisters, they were so much closer to my dad's mom than the rest of us who were from the brothers and the boys' side, like weren't as close to her. But I did really notice it, especially like at the funeral times, like when she passed, I noticed a big difference in how people kind of dealt with it.
Yeah. Even my girl, she's the same way still. I just took it in. Like, she goes over, she seems to be more attached to her mom's side than her dad's side. So, and they're married. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Interesting. Cool. All right. So my next question. So this is because Daniel put his name as God Keith. It inspired this question. I was like,
God's inspired. God's inspired.
It's going to be in pieces. This one's going to be a couple parts. So first question, do you believe in God?
Yeah, I believe. No, I don't believe. There is a God, yo. There is a God for sure. What I believe in is a religion. You know what I'm saying? I believe in the religion, but that is like a more faith. But there is for sure 100%. Look at me, yo. I'm freaking amazing looking, yo. There's a God. There's a God.
I was like, what just happened?
Yeah.
What is wrong with this dude?
Yeah,
What?
she asked a question. I'm answering it, yo. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
okay. I'm your answer confused me. So my clarification question would be, okay, so you said that yes, for sure, there's a God.
But I don't know if
you separate that from religion.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I don't know if Jesus Christ is the Son of God. I don't know that. You know what I mean?
So
I don't know.
You believe in religion, or you don't believe in religion?
I believe in it. I believe in that. Right? I don't see my I don't see my belief in God as a belief. I believe that's fact. You know what I mean? I see it as fact. You know what I mean? There is a God. So I'm not going to say, if someone says, do you believe there's a God? We say, nah, there is a God. I don't believe in that. That's like saying, do you believe your name is Daniel Keith Morisson? No, my name is Daniel Keith Morisson. You know what I mean? So there is a God. I just believe that Jesus Christ is the Son.
Okay. Roberto?
We discussed this before in previous episodes, but with me, I do believe in a higher power. I just, at this point in time, I'm in a transitional period where I'm actually revisiting all the history from my tribe with regards to what they believed in and why is it that it's not recognized. Why was it recognized as a evil form of belief? Because everything else outside of, besides African and Native American culture in terms of creeds. Everything else is acceptable. Everything and theirs is considered to be demonic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
it's a good call.
Do you, when you look for a partner, do you take into consideration their religious beliefs or their belief in God?
Yeah, I sure as hell do, because I'm pretty sure it works for others, but I feel like it's more of a false belief. Like I know people are, oh, I'm Christian, my wife's Muslim or something like that, vice versa. But I don't think either of the two are serious about their religions, or they wouldn't be together. Is how I see it. You know what I mean? So for me, I don't want to impede on anyone's lifestyle or their beliefs unless they're down for mine, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So I rather, if I am looking for a life mate, not a girl to slap, a life mate, in my head, I'm going to assume that we got to be on the same page on that religious tip. Just like I would assume that we got to be on the same page, or virtually, right, an agreeable page on other matters in life, whether it's politics or like just important things, man. Environment, we got to be on the same page, man, you know, and everything, any and everything. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like exact same, but it's got to be respected. And I don't think that could be easily done if I'm strongly believing in Christ and my wife strongly believes in, you know, the Avatar.
Okay.
Or Goku or something.
I love Zoku.
Vegeta's a better character.
yeah, no, you're right. So,
He's just troubled and confused. That's all. Hilarious. Okay, so you said something that triggered another question, of course. When you said whether it's going to be, I want to use your wording, whether it's just to slap or to commit. Is that what it is? I said if we're just smashing, whatever, if we're having sex, if that's a lifestyle we're gonna go with, right? Because I'm not like I'm not a practicing Christian. I believe in it, but I don't practice it. You know what I'm saying? But like if we're just dating or whatever, I don't care what your belief is because I'm not going past that barrier. You know what I mean? We're just dating and having a good time. But once I start to want to get serious on what we like, because for me, I'm the type of guy, I don't do the girlfriend boyfriend thing, eh? I've done that like 2 or 3 times in my life. So if I'm gonna go into that realm, I'm thinking we get married, yo. You know what I mean? Like I like you a lot. I'm gonna try my best to get in a position where I want to marry you. Thus, I gotta know where your head's at with many things, and one of them would be that. You know what I mean? So there's a difference. People date and they'll date whoever they want. You know what I mean? Like, and they'll do whatever they want. But like for me, I find that kind of relationship is completely opposite to a committed or a relationship that's going to come through into a growing relationship that's going to go into something else. So that's why I think it's important when you feel like you want to put the label, this is my girlfriend, this is my fiance, this is my wife, things of that nature. We have to start to buckle down what we're into and what we can live with for the rest of our life. So if I can't live with a woman who's godless, who believes in no God, you know what I mean? I can't live with a woman who even believes in a different religion because now our family is going to have a culture clash. It's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? Or my kids, you know, I'd rather my kids come on to my side of beliefs. And if my kids grow up and say, yo, I don't want to believe in nothing, cool. All good. I'm just saying I would rather at least have the attempt of having them come to my side. Right. So when you meet a woman, do you know which category she's going to be in right away? Or is it something that you have to find out?
Yeah, I let things flow, eh? Yeah, no, I let things flow. I mean, I meet you, I think you're cute. We talk online or on the phone, whatever. We're laughing and stuff. Shoot, man, you really pretty, and you made me laugh a bit. So let's go out. You know what I mean? And then bam, I just let it go from there. Still, like I don't have expectations. Zero. You know what I'm saying? I just, other than like maybe getting more intimate if it's possible, because you're physically attracted, right? From what I visually saw, she's an attractive woman, and now I'm figuring out she's cool. Down the line, I'm gonna be thinking, I do want to get a little more intimate still. But like, yeah, I don't plan like, oh, this girl's gonna be a perfect life partner when I see them. I don't know if anyone really does that. If they do, they gotta check themselves still. But like, because you can't look at someone you just see and be like, yo, I'll make that my wife right away. No, you can't do that. You have to get into meeting each other and like then figuring that out. Yeah, through talking, you could be like, yo, I would like to step it up, but I don't want to jump to that. I rather let things flow, because I feel like the moment you start putting labels or whatever, or the moment you start, I guess, making it very clear that that is your goal, it might ruin things. You know what I mean? It might make them fake who they are. So I rather flow and let me see what type of person you are, and you see what type of person I am in my entirety. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna fake the funk. I won't be under the pressure of being loyal to each other and things like that. I won't be under that pressure at all. Like, I'll just be more relaxed. So when people are relaxed, you find out the type of person they are. You know what I mean? So I rather just flow with it, and then if I see something that I really like after flowing so long, if I really feel like an epiphany from it, like, damn, this person's really a down ass girl for real, then I'm gonna step it there.
Interesting. Roberto?
Which question?
Word.
Do you know right away?
Questions.
Do you know right away? Or do you find out through dating?
You know what? It depends on the person.
No roundabout answering. Like, let's stay in the middle so we don't really answer.
No. I'm answering it. I'm answering it based on experience. It depends on the person. I've been engaged once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it took, I don't know, the better part of actually.
Everybody's okay?
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Okay. As long as everybody's all right, we good. Roberto, continue.
Yeah. So anyways, what I was saying is, it took the better part of 6 months before I proposed to my fiance at the time. And I knew I wanted to get married to her. I was wrong, whatever. But nowadays, I mean, it's just, I guess I'm just very picky, and I'm just, try not to make any mistake with it. So I wait to see, I don't know, I wait to see, to better answer this, I wait to see that, I really want to be around that person all the time. Like, I really can't stand to be away from that person, type of thing. Yeah,
man. Yeah, moment you start making me smile just thinking about you, yo.
Yeah,
it's time. It's time, yo.
Exactly. You know what I mean? As soon as it's like, you know what? Oh shoot, yo, where is she? You know what I mean? Like, yo, that makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, all right, cool. Now at this point, I gotta marry her.
Yeah.
That's
I agree, yo. The moment you start smiling, brushing your teeth, thinking about the person, or you're eating and you start laughing to yourself, or you're like, yo, you find yourself calling them a lot. Yeah, then there's got to be some love in there, yo. Like,
your favorite hello, hardest goodbye.
Yeah. That's freaking right, yo. This guy right here, this guy should write a book. This guy should write a book.
Oh, the book that he already wrote and the next one that he's working on? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Let's promo that. Follow me on Instagram, too, while we out here.
Oh, God. We'll get to that. Just cool. I was like, I had a really good workout today, so I'm so just like zen, and it was really hard. Yeah. So I'm so just like non-reactionary today. I'm just gonna like, all right, cool. This is probably the best day for me to ask these questions. Okay. When I have like no agenda, I'm just curious.
I like it. All
right. Okay. Next question. And the only reason I'm asking this one is because I actually saw this video on it the other day where they were asking Black men how do they prefer Black women's hair? Like, what do you find is most attractive?
That's a trap.
It's not a trap. Like it was no, but that's what they were talking about, and it was interesting. I was just like, I was interested in their responses, and now
I will answer that. I will answer that. Poetic justice braids.
oh my God, yes, we know.
Yes, you know about that, Derek. You know about that.
Yes, we
Yes,
know.
yes, and definitely the Angela Davis fro. I definitely love that one as well.
I'm gonna have to Google that still.
Hmm?
I'm gonna have to Google that one. I never seen that one.
You never
just
seen
an
Angela
afro.
Davis?
It's really
Nah,
just an afro.
not
It's a
afro.
very big afro.
It's just a very big afro. Basically.
Damn, yo.
You know what I mean? That's what it is.
All right. Can I say my answer?
Oh,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
All right, yo. I had to lick my lips thinking about this one still. I love afros and dreads a lot. You can have either or. I'm good with yo. Afros and dreads. And if you don't, you don't. Like I'm not gonna die. I'm just saying that's my favorite thing, you know.
Mhm.
But like single braids can be like the good compromise. If you don't got dreads, at least got single braids, you know.
Yeah.
But like,
Really?
yeah. But
And
I'm not.
I like that you totally specified single braids versus yes.
Yeah, you know? So like, cause like that way I already know you have an afro and stuff and it still looks like dreads in some shape or form for me, you know what I mean?
How do you know she has an afro for you? She has single braids.
If you got hair long enough to single braid, then you got an afro, you know what I mean? And I'm talking about au natural, you know what I mean?
So you mean you have long enough hair to single braid?
Yeah, long enough.
That doesn't
You know
mean
what I
that
mean?
she has an afro.
Yeah.
She can still chemically straighten her hair. She can still have like.
She could chemically straighten it, but she had an afro first, you know what I mean? Like I have an afro. If my afro got long enough, I could single braid it though. Can
Your
I not?
afro right now is single braid length.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but if I had it like poof, like Angela Davis, and that's a long ass single braid, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, so she can single braid her own hair,
Yeah.
not extensions.
Nah, I'm not into extensions really. I'd rather see natural single braids. I'm down for like, if you want to do weave and extensions, cool, right? It's not my preference, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? So like, I prefer like dreads and afro because I know those are the most natural hairs, yeah, like that I like. But if you do single braids, it would have to be out of your own afro, and I would assume being a big ass afro, unless you are a black woman with straight hair, which is possible too. You could still single braid that as well.
One that I liked also is that shortcut the one Lisa had like in the Fresh Prince. That the one Nia Long had.
I'll give Nia my long any day.
I love Nia Long. She's my girl crush.
Yeah, but or even the Halle Berry, like they call it the Halle Berry cut, I guess, or something. You know what I mean? Yeah, I like those stuff.
Yeah.
You gotta have kind of permed hair for that.
Yeah.
Does that have to be perm?
Yeah, it's
think
like
so,
that would be hell to do natural. It would be.
I believe that.
Yeah, it's just the upkeep of it is just like hellish.
Yeah. I feel that still. I just want to say.
There's some black women that look good bald, eh?
Did you see Sanaa?
Yo.
Enough gal.
Sanaa like shaved her head. Oh my gosh, she looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
I have a friend who shaved her head in solidarity for her friend who was going through chemotherapy. So she shaved her head and she looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not denying that.
It's not every hairstyle for everybody.
Not every hairstyle's for everybody, right? No. Just like it's plain and simple still, but there's some black women could rock that stuff. I think black women rock short hair, bald hair better than any other woman.
Yeah,
I don't give a damn, yo. Yeah. So I'm down for that stuff, eh? Like I don't care what you got anyways to be on your head. I just prefer afros and dreads a lot. Or I favor it a lot, but if you don't got it, you don't got it. At least have a big booty and I'm down. Dark skin. You know what I mean?
I can't.
I'm sorry.
He's like advertising.
I'm advertising.
This is the Great Black North, not
Tinder.
the Great Black Tinder.
Black Planet. We're Black Planet.
Black Planet? Oh my God.
Back on Black Planet.
Let's start that. Let's start the Great Black Tinder.
They need to bring Black Planet back, yo.
But here's the problem. Like, I remember I was like, when non-Black people ended up on Black Planet, I was like, but wait. Because
being black is too cool, yo. Yeah, can we not have it?
I know.
You know what? whatever still, but being black is that cool, you know? Asian people made Asian Avenue. Ain't nobody was on that but Asian people, yo. Because it's just not cool, you know?
Yeah.
So I get it. You know what I mean?
You know what? That's why I love Black Twitter.
Black
Twitter is not really Black Twitter. It's
but there's black people twittering.
But you know what though? I mean, it's just with Black Twitter. Like for example, like growing up black, the hashtag growing up black. When there's a hashtag that started like that, right? No word of a lie. Everybody, whether they were in South Africa, whether they were in America, in Europe, or whatever, if they were black, they were able to say something that everyone could relate to. Yeah, I mean, it was like a different type of it's a different type of connection.
We all, at the end of the day, we all came from the exact same place, so all those cultures get carried on throughout.
Yeah, just some of us got to keep our last name, Robert.
Know, right?
Hey, yeah, indeed.
Fucking bastard. I wouldn't mind being Daniel Keith Morisson.
Change it. Here's the thing. The one good thing in North America is that you have the right to change your name to anything you want.
Yeah, but I gotta honor the family now at this point. But to be honest, I don't even care about the last name that I have. I only care about the Keith part. So like for me, if I could, I think I would change my name and just keep the Keith part.
Really?
Yeah, I'll just change the last name. I would have to find out like my true ancestry. I assume it's Ghanaian, but you know what I mean, because of the whole Gold Coast. Yeah, and I get that a lot.
People say that about me too.
Yeah, both of y'all do.
Interesting.
Well, Jamaicans.
What's your background?
Jamaican. Yeah, it's yours?
No, Vinci. Because Vinci's, they say that like through the slave trade and whatever, that the slaves they took from Ghana ended up in St. Vincent.
And Jamaica.
Which would make sense.
Yeah.
No, they say the slaves that were taken from Nigeria ended up in Jamaica.
Oh yeah? Where's Gold Coast? Someone break it down what Gold Coast is to me. The Gold Coast of Africa.
Ivory Coast, you mean?
Nah, it was called Gold at the time.
Gold Coast, I think, was Ghana. I think
so. Well, yeah.
So that's what I looked up, and it said from Gold Coast is where we came. So for Jamaicans, which might be why I would say Ghana, right? But I don't know. Maybe you're right. We still got. That's what I'm saying. I got to look it up, and once I find out my true last name, I might go from Morrison to Mensa for all we know. You know what I mean? So.
Okay, so you meet this beautiful Ghanaian gal. Her last name is Mensa. You decide to get married. Would you take her name?
Yeah, I would be down still. I'm not gonna lie. I'd have to discuss it with my family. You know, like I'll discuss it with the family, let them break it down. And I would have to take it still. As long as I get to put Keith in my kids' names, it's all good. You know what I mean? That to me is the name I'd carry on.
I will say this. It's a definite hell no on my part. Definitely hell no. It's not. And the thing is,
you're already African.
Get married, and this is where, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if she says she doesn't want to take my name, we have a problem.
I feel you.
And I'm not taking hers. The kids have to have my name. It's not hyphen nothing.
I feel you.
But why?
He's not wrong. He's right.
Why?
Why? At this point in time, to be honest, I try to look for any ways where I could compromise it, where I could say, you know what? Yeah, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me.
But why? There's no like. I want to understand the why of it. Like, why doesn't it make sense? I personally want to ask this question. I want to ask this question because I want you to hear your answer and be able to play it back to yourself.
Yeah, I know. And the thing is, I've heard myself say that before. This has been asked to me before, and I remember I said the same thing. That's the only part where I'm basically traditional at this point.
Okay, so why this over anything else? Like, you can everybody picks and choose what makes sense. And I was like, if you're going to be traditional, be traditional.
Yeah.
If you're not going to be traditional, then don't be traditional.
No.
It's
fine to pick it. It's fine to pick and choose.
This is it. This is what a man does. This is what a woman does. This is this.
No. I'm not about. No, this is the only part where basically, when it comes to my name, I don't know.
You getting.
I have that much pride in my name.
But why are you so hyped up about it?
I have that much pride in my name. That's what it is. I have that much pride in my name.
Yeah.
So what if she has that much pride in her name?
Then we don't
Here we
belong
go.
together, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, yo, he's right. I'm with it. You know what I mean? Like, yo, it's fine to pick your choose your tradition depending on what context it is. Everyone does that, eh? Everyone does that. Everyone says, oh, you know, bun this tradition, but then they always have something that they'll still ride with. You know what I mean? That's built in them. So I'm not really mad at that. You know what I mean? In the subject of marriage, on like a slight sub comment, if you're gonna be traditional in marriage, you gotta be traditional in every aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? So like in that context, but that's a whole different subject. Anywho, for me, like I was only answering on this subject of if my girl was an African or a Ghanaian, right? And she came with that. I'd be hell yeah, yo. Like, yo, your tribe beat my tribe. That's why I'm here in Jamaica. So you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna take your name still. That's it. But like, yo, if you from Yard and I'm from Yard, you know what I mean? Or and whatever, your last name is Taylor or something like that. Mine is Morrison. You're gonna be a Morrison still, and so's my kids. You know what I mean? I heard that the male's genes going into a woman in terms of having a baby and stuff.
Oh,
I heard it's
fucking propaganda.
Hold on, I heard it's you didn't even know what you didn't let me finish.
Patriarchy's at a battle right
Ooh,
now.
you didn't let me finish though.
Let's come with some science and some made up science.
Yeah, here's where I was going. I was going to say, yeah, let me finish before you continue, yo.
Nope.
When a man puts his baby inside a woman, the baby has the woman's genes.
Nope.
The baby doesn't have the woman's genes?
Nope. I didn't even want to talk about this.
Sick.
You know why? Because it's propaganda. It's such propaganda.
Can I finish?
No.
Can I finish? You're interviewing me and now you're cutting me off, yo.
I'm not interviewing you. This is a discussion. I told you that when we started.
Yeah, and I let you.
A lot of stuff that I'm going to be like, nope.
Word. And I let you talk, so you might as well let me talk. So.
I've been letting you talk all day.
Yeah. Okay, here we go now. So anywho, like I was saying, like I heard that all the genes are usually the woman. So, and I get that. If that's true, I still got to look into it myself. I always thought I was under the impression that was always the man's genes, right? But like I'm hearing now it's mostly the woman's, and that's scientifically proven. Blah blah blah. For me,
every 2 seconds there's some new science, right?
Yeah, unfortunately. So here's where I come in with my feeling about it. These are my children that I will be fathering, and I am the leader of the household. You know what I'm saying? So that child that came from my sack, you know what I mean, is going to be under my name. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Unless I am not in that child's life. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that name, definitely, if my wife doesn't want to take my name, my youth will take my name. You know what I mean? All 5 of them, all 10 of them will take my name, yo. You know
5 of them? 5 all 10 of them?
Yeah, she will take my name. I would prefer that she takes my name too, but if she's really attached to her family name for whatever reason it is, then it's all good. You know what I mean? But obviously I'd find a woman who's down with that way before I get to that point. You always got, that's what I'm saying, make the water flow from the first question. I'd let things flow and figure out how it goes, you know? So once I figure out we're on the same page, I would already take it to the next step of saying, be my girlfriend.
Okay, so I'm going to guess that you guys believe in, there's a lot of talk going on all over the place about submission. Yeah, and do you think that the woman... What's happening?
It's cool.
Robert, are you worried?
No, I like how you do that. I like
my segue?
I like how you did that. The segue was like so perfect. I liked it. This
you know how I do, boy.
Yeah, that was nice. I like
that. Do you believe that a woman should submit to a man in a relationship?
Who's first?
Whoever wants to talk.
Shoot. I'm gonna let you go because I saw your answer in a group that we are both in, Daniel. Yeah. So I'm gonna let you elaborate on that because I kind of like your answer.
Cool. So submission isn't something that women alone do in a relationship. So a young lady actually said way better than me, but a man submits as well. They just submit differently. The term submission, I'm not coming from the place where that we have interpreted as superiority, as surrender and things like that. It's more of you're giving your trust, you're submitting your trust, you're submitting, I guess, quote unquote vulnerability, for lack of a better word, and you're submitting that love in a loving manner to me as I would to you. Men submit differently, like I said, but yes, a woman should submit as should a man. Now, in this case, it'll be like for a woman, there's a submission to give the male the leadership, but obviously not to abuse, because I know women will leave. Everyone can submit, but after a while, they're going to be like, nah, F that. You know what I mean? Cats are like a good example. Like, you own a cat. I'm not saying you own a woman. I'm just saying you own a cat. The cat submits to you as in a way where the cat like is trust you. But once you treat that cat bad, it will run away. Eh? It's not like a dog per se, where a dog is just like, it's more like dictatorship and you tell the dog what to do and the dog stays. I know cats are different than that, but they're still submissive. Does that make sense?
All
yeah.
right.
I wish if I could find what that young lady had wrote, because she said something way more better than me. But like submission, I think a lot of women take that as inequality and inferiority, when it's not that. So when I say submission, I say in the context of, you're just giving me your trust. You're submitting your love. You're submitting your trust. All that stuff, your commitment to me. I just got to make sure I hold that and not F it up. And that's when my submission comes in. I submit to you where I will take this trust and I will not disrespect you. And I will give you my loyalty.
Okay. But, you know, when submission has been said in the past, that's not what it's been meant. Submission means it, and that's why a lot of people take it as such, because it is a control thing, right? So that's like, say when, who is it? Was it like, is it Steve Harvey or Tyrese or somebody? Some foolish,
either way,
some foolish dude whose job is not to give relationship advice.
right.
Started saying this.
Yeah,
and
cool.
Everybody kind of fell behind it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's not the reason why a lot of people take that, is because that's not. I 100% agree that a couple has to submit to each other.
Okay.
Maybe not 100% the way that you said it, but I believe that in a relationship, you both have to submit to each other, because you're both coming with certain traditions, certain things that are so normal to you that it's not, but may not be normal to them, right? Because there's so many things within each of our, as much as we're all Black, there's still different things in our households that like things that my mom said that you could never do, that I was like, if someone did that, it's like, oh crap, like why would you do that? You know what I mean? And to me, it's like offensive, but to that person, that's just normal, right? So there has to be a certain amount of submission in terms of questioning your own, like kind of putting a backseat to what you've learned and actually taking the time to learn them. And that's where I feel like the submission comes in, right? You have to submit yourself to commit to learning about that person, to trying to understand them, the things that make them mad and why they make them mad, the things that make you mad and why they make you mad, so that you don't take it out on that person, right? So there's a whole different like level to each one.
Yeah, there's levels to it.
Yeah.
Well, for me, with regards to submitting, like, you know, to the way society sees it, it's definitely not something that I'm down for in terms of relationship. I do understand the whole aspect of, you know, both people like submitting to each other, which in the end, to me, just sounds more like compromise at the end of the day.
Compromise, man.
Yeah, it just sounds like compromise, like, you know, I compromise to this, you compromise to that, or whatever, you know, because we both come, like you said, we both come from two different, like, you know, school of thought. So, you know, when we get together at this point in time, we just, the best of what we have to each other, we just, like, you know what, bring it out and just try to make this thing work. So, yeah.
Yeah, I hear that still. Basically, yeah, he's compromised, man. You know what I mean? But it's definitely not. I get the whole concept of, you know, society has their own freaking definition, blah, blah, blah. I get it. That's what they changed it into. Doesn't mean that's what it is. We like to do that a lot on planet Earth, I noticed, especially in the last 3 years. I've grown to notice it. We like to take words and make up new words that are popular, put a hashtag on it, things of that nature. So to me, submission has been misinterpreted and misrepresented. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like they all. That's why it turned into something of inferiority rather than just compromise. Like there's submission in so many ways. There's submission in a match. There's a fighting match. There's submission in war. There's submission in casting calls. I'm submitting my resume. You know what I mean? There's submission in too many words for submission, y'all. So people are just taking the wrong one and putting it in the wrong context. You know what I mean? I can't be like, oh, I'm submitting my resume, but I really mean I'm surrendering myself and to you, blah blah blah. No, it means you're giving something. You know what I mean? So submission is giving. I'm giving you my compromise. I'm giving you my trust, my loyalty, blah blah blah.
Cool.
All right.
I can go. I could ask you guys like a bajillion questions, but
That's too bad.
I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there.
No last one. No last questions.
Because the submission one was like an interesting one, and it was kind of all leading to that, right?
Okay.
And, you want to hear my final thoughts?
Yeah, let's go.
My Montel Williams final thoughts. Remember when he used to do that?
Let's do more of a Jerry Springer final thought. Let's do that.
A Jerry Springer final thought.
Yeah.
Right, so my final thought is I find it interesting that and I was like, how do I say this? I'm just gonna say it. I feel that there is, and I find this a lot in general, even when you get into like these Facebook conversations and these like debates about beliefs and what's traditional, what's non-traditional, what do we believe in? There's not a lot of whys, right? Like there's not a lot of asking, why do you believe what you believe? And I don't think a lot of people actually ask themselves these questions as to why they believe what they believe. A lot of people are just kind of like regurgitating everything that they've ever been told, right? Mm-hmm. And so in that, there ends up being a lot of confusion within themselves and a lot of contradictions that come out of it. So I asked a lot of, all the questions that I asked in a certain kind of sequence to kind of pull things out, because there was a lot of confusion and there was a lot of contradictions in your answers to like what you said earlier versus what you said in the end. And it was just like, and some of your answers surprised me because I'd be like, oh, but you said this earlier and this is totally doesn't make sense with this, right? In my head, right? So I think it's important that we have these questions, and I think it's the most important thing is to actually ask ourselves why we believe what we believe. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times you're going to start to, it's scary because as soon as you start questioning, why do I believe what I believe? It throws your world off of balance. And it's terrifying. It's terrifying for like, it's terrifying to kind of not feel like you know what you want. Right. But I think it's a stepping stone towards actually really figuring yourself out and really starting to understand who you are, what you need, what you really, really want in this world. And once you have all that, then it's much easier to take those steps towards that.
Cool.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. For me, I think I already thought why I believe what I believe in, and I'm okay with it. So, but I hear you.
Julio? Cool.
Yeah. So I thought we were going to talk about, like, at the time about why cats don't like black women and stuff. Black hate.
What?
Yeah,
why cats don't like black women?
Yeah, like why dudes be like the black women hate. That's what I thought we were going to talk about today. So.
No, that's another show, friend. That's another show.
That's another show. And I have a lot of thoughts about that. It's not. I don't think it's an actual hate.
Yeah. I know what he means when he brought it up. Not hate, but like.
I know what you mean. Yeah. And I think I kind of touched on it in our last. My thoughts on it in our last episode.
Mm-hmm.
I asked Robert a very intense question and explained my thoughts on it. But yeah, but that's a whole other episode. When we have our full panel, and we'll go into that, which is coming soon. So we're working on getting, so that's what's to come pretty much for the Great Black North. Right now, Robert and I are developing a whole group of shows.
Yep.
We're working on, we're going to try to make them meld a little bit more. And also we're going to try to bring on more guests. So then we're going to try to get it like 4. So there's more of like a panel where we have like a moderator type format. So it's going to be interesting. So look out for what's to come.
It's going to be pretty much fun.
That's my cardinal official hands.
Oh my gosh, hilarious. so odd. Okay, so where can people reach you, Mr. Daniel Keith Morisson? Oh my God.
Yo, you can find me on Instagram at Daniel Keith Morisson. You know what I mean? You can catch me on Gmail, Daniel Keith Morisson at gmail.com, because I'm a G. You know what I'm saying? Or my dance crew, the Moonrunners. You can find us iMoonrun on Instagram, iMoonrun with 2 N's at the end on YouTube, same as Instagram, or just the Moonrunners on Facebook, Moonrunners. You see it on the shirt.
What kind of dancing do you guys do?
Yo, each member does every style. You know what I mean? Like together as a crew, we do almost every style, you know? So we got hip hop, popping, turfing, flexing. That's a lot of tuts and like contortionary moves and gliding and whatnot. You know what I mean? But popping, hip hop, breaking, house dance are primary, and dancehall are primary styles. You know what I mean? But other things that we have in it, like I can do other styles like whacking and whatnot. So like we're just a dance crew, man. That does cool-ish, but we're primarily a tutting crew. That like does all this cool stuff.
I would like to say also, Mr. Daniel Keith Morisson was featured on Degrassi at one point in his in his yesteryears. Also, he's an actor. Why don't you tell him the movies that?
Damn it. Yeah, I usually keep those on the hush, but you know, obviously, I'm not trying to hide it. I just always forget to mention it. I guess because it's the past, you know what I mean? But whatchamacallit, like you know, I was on Degrassi for I think a season and a half. I was on How She Moved, the Canadian first Black Canadian film that I know.
How She Moved.
Oh, thank God, yo. So I love it too, you know.
I own it.
Now word?
I
do. Sick, yo.
I go watch
How do you not recognize me, B? Yeah, I mean, so I was in How She Moved. I was one of the I was the main crew. So I was in the JSJ.
You were one of those guys
that
were being mean? Oh.
No, I was the main crew, not the bad crew. So I was a protagonist. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah. And you know, I've been on 2 TV shows in 2015. One was The Stain or The Strain. Yeah, so I was on Strain and Rogue. And I was a gangster in both films. And Rogue, that's on FX and action films or something like that. And whatchamacallit, you know, I just came in and shot up a house. You can find on my Instagram actually that clip. I might just delete it and repost it just so it's fresh. Yeah.
Yeah,
man. All right.
Which we have TIFF going on in the city, so if anybody wants to go and check it out.
Yeah, and support your local Canadian stuff, y'all.
You support Caribbean Tales Festival, which is the Caribbean festival that is happening at the exact same time.
Not bad. This is the one that we're going to support.
Come on.
Yo, they don't promote it. They don't promote it.
Yep. We have I don't even know his real name. Jeffrey from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Please, he's in it too.
George Marcel.
Yeah, George Marcel. George Marcel.
That's the legend right there, B.
Who was there was a female who did she's one of the voices in one of the anime. There was like an anime film too with black anime, Caribbean anime.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be the lady who plays.
So he was one of the voices, and it's gonna drive me insane. I knew this.
Probably the guy who did Samurai Jack.
No, it's a woman.
A woman?
Yeah.
I don't know. I know one black voice actor. What's her name? It's that lady who played Susie and Rugrats.
Cree Summers.
Yeah.
Cree Summers. Is it the same? Is it her too? She was in a different world.
She was Freddie.
Freddie in a different world. So she was Penny Proud. She does like tons of voice.
Yeah, I was even thinking of her, but yeah, she's good too, yo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Heck, Regina Hall too, right?
This person was not a voice person, and not just like a specifically. She's just an actress.
Yeah.
That was doing. Oh, and they were here. They were on the red carpet because the Caribbean Tales had their debut. I think it was like earlier this week on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm trying. It's gonna drive me insane. I'm gonna remember it as soon as we go off air.
Speaking of which, eh?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
So Robert, please take us out.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this was an amazing show. Devon's show, that's what we're going to call it. All right. So I am your favorite author, Robert Mulolo, signing.
Scarborough.
So weird.
Scarborough.
And I am Devon MD Jones, and we'd like to thank our special guest,
Daniel Keith Morisson.
AKA
Daniel Keith Morisson. Scarborough. Bonner Brampton.
Why do you have to like fade? Like I can't even.
Yeah, you got to do it in action, y'all. All right, I'll see you guys later, okay?
All right.
You guys stay blessed, all right?
Thank you for joining Great Black North.